The week my grant proposal was rejected was the same week my Pell program launched. Same week. One door closed, another one opened. I had a choice to choose which one to look at. To be honest, it is not just about choosing to look at the open door, because rejection doesn't just disappoint you, it follows you. It sits down with you and starts asking questions. Was I wrong about myself? Was I wrong about my work? That I put my heart and soul into it. And the harder you worked before the rejection, the louder the questions get. If you ever felt that, a job loss, a denied promotion, a business that didn't survive, or a proposal that got rejected, this video is for you. My name is Joyce Lee. Some people call me the PhD Grandma. I love helping experienced professionals to live flourishing life through simplicity and meaningful work. I want to share two stories from my own life and one framework from science that help me understand and confront these rejections, and I hope that will help you too. Stay with me for 10 minutes. Let's go. I want to focus on you first. Maybe you've given everything to a job, and you show up daily, worked hard at it, and one day, without warning, you are made redundant. They no longer need you. Bye. Maybe you spend months on a proposal, and you researched it, you consult people with it, you work hard and do multiple drafts, you submitted it, the answer come back, no. Maybe you built something, a product, a business, a project, a vision, and yet it didn't survive. Or maybe you were simply not chosen. You thought you qualified, you thought you have the experience, and then somebody else decided that, no, you're not the one, you're not chosen. I want to name what happened next because it was not talked about. It wasn't just disappointment, because disappointment usually fades. What lingers is the doubt that piggybacks on that rejection. The quiet voice that says, maybe I overestimated myself. Maybe what I thought valuable will never work. Maybe I wasn't the right person for this. And here's what I know for sure. The more you invested in the work before the rejection, the louder that voice gets. This is not about weakness or failure. This is about being human when you care about something deeply.
I know this feeling intimately. Let me tell you why.
The first story. 4 years ago, I was fired for the first time in a job that I was only in less than 3 months. I put my heart and soul into this job and took a pay cut because I believe in the cause of this startup and think that I can contribute and support this company. And one day the boss called me in to say that, sorry, it didn't work. I was 63 years old. The limiting belief quickly jumped in. Am I too old? Too much? Not enough? Or did I totally misjudge the whole thing? But something shifted slowly and I pivoted. I get some more education and totally immerse myself into an agile coaching. I was there for 2 years, and then I took a big leap to take 4,300 kilometers from the east coast of Canada to the west coast, and I experienced a tremendous period of peace. And I got to experience a whole new lifestyle, explore the other side of the country, and I learned about project portfolio management, as well as I got to see what everybody else is doing at different parts of the country. And I have a serene time talking to the mountains and looking at the lakes, the rivers. It was a grand time. I've been here for almost 2 years now. I don't know whether this will be forever, but this is precious experience. If I didn't experience that job loss, all these things may not even happen. And now what? everything led to the step where I'm launching my purpose alignment program for the first time. I've been planning for it for over 15 years, but this is the time. I made it. The door that was closed without warning was the first domino. It caused a number of effects that led me to this place now. Everything that followed, including the Purpose Alignment Lab program that I just launched, traced back to that point. It was a pivotal moment. You can watch my full video here. It says Fire at 63. And you can get the link in the notes. Now, fast forward to this year. I submitted a grant proposal specifically designed for youths. It's called Purpose Alignment for Youth, and the short form is PAY, P-A-Y. I spent weeks preparing for that proposal. I researched into the different programs and identified the gaps that I can fill. And this is totally proactive way of educating than dealing with the outcomes of mental illness or the anxiousness of youth not knowing which way to turn. So I thought this is what the society needs to prepare youth to have a clear sense of purpose before they launch into full adult lives. I believe deeply the impact this program will make in the young people's lives. The result came in. The proposal didn't make it to the top 10. Here is what gets interesting and uncomfortable. Because the same week this proposal rejection came, it is the same week that the first cohort of PAL launched. Instead of celebrating the launch, I questioned myself. Did I overestimate the Purpose Alignment Lab? Was all this a waste of time? Am I not the right person to deliver this kind of program? Can I really make the impact that I hope I would make? Not bitterness, not anger towards the selection committee, just quiet, heavy, limiting beliefs. And then I recognized something. It is the same pattern, though in a different arena. For the first time at 63 when I was fired, I leaned onto this framework of the self-determination theory. And that got me understand my situation, reframed it, and then the same theory helped me came back up to pick up my energy and focus and propel me forward. What do you do when rejection activates all kinds of limiting self-beliefs of your worth, of your capability, and your work? This is when science came to my rescue. I introduced this framework in my previous video when I was fired. I think this is worth repeating. It's the self-determination theory by Ryan and Deci. These psychologists spent decades to find out what really makes human beings thrive. What are the most basic human needs that motivate people? According to their research, human beings have 3 basic psychological needs. Autonomy, the sense that I'm the author of my own path. I hold the key to my choices. Second is competence. I am capable and effective. What I can do well. Third is relatedness. What I do matters to others. I am connected to someone or something greater than myself. Here is why rejection hits so hard. Because it threatens all of these needs simultaneously, all at once. When you lose a job or when your proposal gets rejected, autonomy is threatened. Someone else decides your next chapter. You're out. Competence is threatened. The quiet voice is speaking to you, saying, hey, maybe you're not that great. Relatedness is threatened. Maybe nobody needs what I offer. All 3, all at once. That's why it feels so brutal. It is not just disappointment. It is an existential wobble. You question your own self-worth and existence. Let's take that self-determination theory and map that to my own story. When the grant proposal was rejected, The committee weighed in and decided that my proposal is not worth funding. My competence was threatened, even though I have invested weeks on working on this proposal, plus all the material that come to this. Yet it's not good enough to be top 10. Then relatedness was threatened. Does anyone actually need purpose alignment at all? And then the same week, 4 people signed up and they believe that the Purpose Alignment Lab is for them, not because the committee's approval. These 4 people decided that this work mattered to them. There are people in this world believe that my work is important and they care to sign up and spend time working on this. My autonomy get restored. I launched the program without the grant funding, and people were willing to pay a small amount to participate in this workshop. Competence restored. Someone believed in my work. The funding decision doesn't erase that level of expertise. Relatedness restored. 4 people said yes when the grant committee said no. Here is the core reframe I want to offer you. External systems, whether it's a grant committee, employers, other organizations, or competitors, these external systems cannot help you restore these needs. Only you can restore them from the inside out. Rejection is never the verdict of your worth. It is information. It is about the fit or the direction or the timing. The grant committee that didn't choose me was working on a scarcity system. There are a lot of proposals that came in and they can only fund 10 projects. Everyone else is out. This is the structure of the system. This is not the structure of your purpose. This is what I want to leave you before going into the second part of the video, which will be published next week. If you are sitting with some kind of rejection, a job loss, a denied promotion, a business that failed, and a proposal that didn't get accepted, I have some words for you. The doubt that you are feeling is not evidence that you are wrong. It is evidence that it mattered. The heavier the investment, the harder the blow. And it is why you still have to check in to see, is that the direction worth pursuing? This is a sign that something is at stake. Something is important to you. It still needs to be done. In order to restore those 3 basic human needs, autonomy, competence, relatedness, you have to work on it. Make sure you choose your path. Make sure you continue to sharpen your skills. Believe in what you are delivering that is able to help and impact other people. I want to leave you with one question so you can reflect on this. What has your rejection been trying to tell you? Not about your self-worth, but about the direction that you're heading to. In the next video, I will share about how to move forward towards your purpose, your North Star. Remember to check out the video about how I was fired at 63. That was where the story begins. If this video resonates with you in any way, I want to hear it in the comments. What rejection are you sitting with right now? You are not alone in this.